Hello, this is Father Michael Nasser, coming to you from St. Nicholas Orthodox Church here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, for this week's Midweek Reflection. And this week I'm reflecting on where we choose to place our attention. I talk to people all the time and I hear about a lot of confusion and anger and frustration with all kinds of things. And usually the things they're talking about, although they have some effect on them, they tend to be things that really aren't right in front of them. They're things that are far away that might have some effect on their life, but not immediate. And it made me think of a scene from a favorite movie of mine. I love the movie Lincoln, the Steven Spielberg movie, where Daniel Day-Lewis did a magnificent job portraying Lincoln. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Rent it if they still rent movies, or download or stream, whatever you do. Anyway, it's a great movie, and there's a scene in it when he is meeting with his cabinet. And he is trying to make the point that now is the time to pass the 13th Amendment. If you want to look at it, go on YouTube and search for the now scene from Lincoln, and you'll find it. And he slams his hands on the table and he says, now is the time. And then he says something really, really important. He's trying to help his cabinet see what they're not seeing. And he says, I'm going to read it to you. I printed it out here. See what is before you. See the here and now. That's the hardest thing, the only thing that accounts. Now, I don't know if that's a real quote from Lincoln or if it's just from the screenplay, but it's a magnificent quote, especially for us Christians, because where has God placed each and every one of us? Right where we are. We are right where, either by his providential will or just allowing us to be, we're right where we are. Either way, here's where we are. And what has God put in front of us? What is right in front of us? The here and the now. And as Lincoln says in the movie, it can be the hardest thing to see, the here and now. It's right in front of us. But as he says, it's the only thing that accounts. You and I are going to be tempted to look and put our attention, our focus, and all kind of energy into things that are really far away from us. Even things that do affect us to some degree. Like I hear some of you very upset with what's going on in politics and in government and the media. I don't like it either. I have all my opinions. We all have our opinions. The question I want us to reflect on is how much of our attention should be focused on it. Where God has placed us, there's all kinds of things that need our attention, especially within us. What is closer than the here and now than what is within us? What's going on in our hearts? Let alone what comes out in our words, what we say, how we look at people, our viewpoints. That's where we need so much work to do. We could spend so much attention talking about what's going on in the state capitol or in D.C. or in the archdiocese or other places that, you know what? There are those that need to deal with things in those places because for them, that's their here and now. But for you and me, that's not where we are. We are at a place where, at least for me, I'm here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm at St. Nicholas. I have all kinds of work to do right here before me. First of all, in myself. Secondly, doing what I need to do with the people that are closest to me, my family, the people I work with, the parishioners that I serve, our neighbors, and those circles go out. But as those circles go out, if I'm putting more attention on the outside circles than the inside ones, especially my own, then I'm putting my attention in the wrong place. I'm not talking about being self-centered and selfish. I'm talking about putting our attention where God has placed us, where he has work for us to do. And let's face it, you and I have plenty of work to do just inside ourselves. Jesus actually talked about this when he said, instead of taking the speck out of your brother's eye, take the log that's in your own eye. That's one way he's telling us, focus on what's before you. Focus on what is for you to do. All kinds of things are going on in the world, and they might disturb us, they might bother us, but they bother us more than they should. Why? Because we're putting too much focus on those things and not nearly enough focus on what's going on right before us. So let's listen to Lincoln, the man or the character, doesn't matter. See what is before us. See the here and now. It's the hardest thing, but it doesn't have to be. It could be the easiest thing, but it is the only thing that accounts. And hope that we all will take our more attention on what's going on right in front of us, take our attention, much less of it, take it off of all those things that steal our attention that really don't need to. I hope you found this helpful, and if so, please share it with your friends via social media, and we'll see you, God willing, in next week's video.